Every great battle isn't fought on a battlefield. Some of the most painful wars happen silently, inside your own mind. Overthinking doesn't protect you. It traps you. It steals your sleep, your confidence, your happiness. Until one day, you're exhausted from fighting problems that never even happened. Have you ever replayed the same conversation over and over? Wondered if you made the wrong decision? Or imagined the worst possible outcome before anything even happened? If so, you're not alone. And more importantly, there is a way out. Welcome back to the Stoic Edge. I hope you're having a peaceful day. And thank you for spending a few moments with me. In a world full of noise, distractions, and endless opinions, this is your place to slow down, think deeply, and grow stronger from within. If you're new here, subscribe and turn on the notification bell for timeless, Stoic wisdom that helps you build discipline, emotional control, and inner peace. Now leave the outside world behind. Take a slow, deep breath. And let's begin today's journey. One of the biggest lies your mind tells you is this: if I think about it long enough, I'll finally find peace. But peace never comes that way. Instead, your thoughts multiply. One worry becomes 10, 10 become 100. Soon you're trapped in an endless loop of imaginary conversations, future disasters, and problems that don't even exist yet. The Stoics understood something that modern psychology continues to confirm today. Your mind is a powerful servant, but a terrible master. Marcus Aurelius ruled the largest empire on earth. Every day, he faced war, betrayal, disease, and impossible decisions. Yet he refused to let his mind become his enemy. He knew that the greatest victory wasn't over another person, it was over himself. In today's video, you'll discover 9 timeless Stoic lessons that will help you silence the noise, stop overthinking, and finally reclaim the peace that's been waiting inside you all along. Let's begin with the first lesson. Lesson 1. Stop trying to control what you never could. Imagine holding a handful of water. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. This is exactly what happens when you try to control every possible outcome in life. You want certainty before making a decision. You want guarantees before taking a risk. You want answers about tomorrow before you've even lived today. And because those answers never come, your mind keeps searching. Again, and again, and again. This endless search is what we call overthinking. More than 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught one simple idea that changed countless lives. Some things are within your control. Most things are not. Your actions, your choices, your attitude, those belong to you. But other people's opinions, their decisions, unexpected events, the future itself, never have. Yet most people spend their entire lives worrying about the second list. Think about how much energy you've wasted wondering whether someone likes you, whether your plans will fail, or whether tomorrow will bring problems you can't even see yet. None of those thoughts change reality. They only steal today's peace. Whenever you catch yourself trying to predict every possible future, stop and ask yourself one question. Is this within my control? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, practice letting it go. Not because it's easy, but because it's the only path to freedom. The moment you stop fighting what you cannot control, your mind becomes lighter. And for the first time in a long while, you can finally breathe. Lesson 2. Your mind is a storytelling machine. Here's something most people never realize. Your brain doesn't show you reality. It tells you stories about reality. Someone doesn't reply to your message. Your mind whispers, "They're ignoring me." Your boss asks to speak with you. Suddenly your imagination says, "I'm probably in trouble." One small mistake happens. Now your mind creates a future where everything falls apart. Notice something important. None of those things actually happened. Your brain simply filled the empty space with fear. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself that we suffer more from our imagination than from reality. Think about that. Reality is often much smaller than the story your mind creates. The problem isn't that thoughts appear. Thoughts will always appear. The problem begins when you believe every single one of them. Imagine sitting beside a busy highway. Cars keep passing. You notice them, but you don't chase every single one. Thoughts should be treated the same way. Observe them, let them pass. Not every thought deserves your attention. Not every fear deserves your belief. The calmer you become at observing your thoughts, the less power they have over your emotions. Freedom doesn't come from controlling every thought. It comes from realizing you don't have to believe every thought you think. Lesson 3. Action is the cure for overthinking. Overthinking creates the illusion of progress. It makes you believe you're solving the problem. But thinking is not the same as moving. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You keep asking yourself, what if the water is too cold? What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? The longer you stand there, the bigger those fears become. But the moment you jump, most of those fears disappear. Life works exactly the same way. Action answers questions that thinking never can. The Stoics believed courage wasn't the absence of fear. It was choosing to move despite fear. Every meaningful achievement begins with one small step, not with endless planning. If you've been overthinking a decision, stop asking what could go wrong. Instead, ask yourself, what's one small action I can take today? One phone call, one page, one workout, one honest conversation. Small actions build momentum. Momentum builds confidence, and confidence slowly replaces fear. Your mind becomes quieter, because you're finally moving forward instead of standing still. Lesson 4. Perfection is a beautiful trap. Many people don't overthink because they're weak. They overthink because they're waiting for perfection. The perfect plan, the perfect words, the perfect timing, the perfect version of themselves. So they wait. Days become weeks. Weeks become months, and opportunities quietly disappear. Seneca believed that delaying action often causes more pain than making a mistake. Perfection feels safe, but it's only another form of fear. Nobody becomes great by waiting until they're ready. They become great by starting before they feel ready. Every mistake teaches something. Every failure reveals a lesson. Every step makes the next one easier. The next time your mind says, "It's not perfect yet," ask yourself, am I improving this? Or am I simply avoiding it? That single question can expose the fear hiding behind perfection. Lesson 5. The present is where peace lives. Overthinking always pulls you away from now. It drags you into yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries. Meanwhile, the present moment slips away unnoticed. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that life is lived only one moment at a time. Not tomorrow, not next year, only now. Whenever your thoughts begin racing, bring your attention back to what you can control in this moment. Focus on your next step, your next breath, your next action, because peace isn't waiting somewhere in the future. It's available the moment you stop living everywhere except the present. The more time you spend in the present, the less power overthinking has over your life. Lesson 6. Stop seeking everyone's approval. One of the fastest ways to destroy your peace is to make other people's opinions your priority. When you constantly worry about what others think, your mind never gets to rest. The Stoics understood a simple truth. You cannot control how people judge you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone will criticize you. Someone may never see your true intentions. And that's okay. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that trying to please everyone is impossible. Instead of asking, do they approve of me? Ask yourself, am I acting according to my values? Because real confidence doesn't come from being accepted by everyone. It comes from respecting yourself. Lesson 7. Train your mind every day. A peaceful mind isn't created overnight. It's built through daily practice. Just like the body becomes stronger through exercise, the mind becomes stronger through discipline. Spend a few minutes each day in silence. Write down your thoughts. Read something that makes you wiser. Reflect on your actions before going to sleep. These small habits slowly reshape the way you think. Marcus Aurelius filled his journal with reminders, not because he was perfect, but because he knew the mind needs constant training. A calm mind isn't a gift. It's a habit. Lesson 8. Accept that uncertainty is part of life. Most overthinking begins with one desire, the desire to know what happens next. But life has never offered guarantees. No one knows what tomorrow will bring, and that's not a weakness of life. It's part of being alive. The Stoics didn't fight uncertainty. They accepted it. Because once you accept that the future cannot be fully controlled, you stop wasting energy trying to predict it. You become flexible. You become resilient. And most importantly, you become free. Lesson 9. Protect your inner peace. At the end of the day, your greatest responsibility isn't to control the world. It's to protect your inner peace. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Unexpected problems will appear. But none of those things can steal your peace unless you hand it over. Every day, choose what deserves your attention. Choose your thoughts carefully. Choose your actions wisely. And remember, a peaceful mind is far more valuable than a perfect life. Final message. Overthinking doesn't disappear because life becomes easier. It disappears because you become stronger. The Stoics didn't promise a life without problems. They taught us how to face problems without losing ourselves. Every time you choose action over fear, presence over worry, and wisdom over emotion, you take another step toward freedom. Today's question: which Stoic lesson helped you the most today? 1. Control what you can. 2. Take action. 3. Live in the present. Let me know your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more timeless Stoic wisdom every week. Until next time, protect your peace, master your mind,